Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle with Treble Health, and today I'm going to be answering the commonly asked question, can neuroplasticity help tinnitus? The short answer is yes, it definitely can help with tinnitus, and I'm going to explain how. Neuroplasticity, also commonly referred to as neural plasticity or brain plasticity, is defined as the nervous system's ability to change its function as a result of intrinsic, internal, or extrinsic, external factors or stimuli that help to reorganize the brain's structures, function, and connections. When thinking about plasticity, it can be helpful to think of a plastic bottle. We're able to change the form of that plastic bottle by melting it down, by deciding to change the way we feel, think, or some of our behaviors surrounding different things like that of our tinnitus. It is possible to have both positive or negative neuroplasticity take effect in our brains. An example of negative neuroplasticity is one that forms oftentimes to tinnitus. Our negative reactions and feelings help to shape the way the brain continues to perceive and respond and react to tinnitus. So our feelings will help to change the way the brain is actually working and processing that information. But the fortunate thing is that we can rewire it so we can form new positive neuroplastic connections. Another way we can negatively wire our brain is if we were to overuse earplugs, if we were concerned about sound sensitivity, hearing loss, or hyperacusis. If you're overusing earplugs in everyday situations, you're limiting the amount of auditory input that your brain is receiving. Therefore, it no longer is going to be able to tolerate as many wide range of sounds as it used to before you started to use earplugs. So this is an example of where we could negatively rewire the way the brain is processing this auditory input. But again, we're able to counteract it by changing some of our behaviors and then helping to rewire, reshape the way the brain processes the wide variety of sounds that we find in our everyday environments.
This is a short break from today's video to announce the Tinnitus Guide by Treble Health. Do you want to learn about the newest tinnitus treatments and management tips? Click the link in the description of this video to get your free copy of the Tinnitus Guide by Treble Health.
One way that we can help to promote positive neuroplasticity is by forming good habits, trying to change the way that you think and feel. All of these things will help to ultimately change the way the brain is processing and making sense of the sound of tinnitus or anything else that may be causing you some form of stress or de-stress in your life. Meditating regularly helps to reduce stress, and by default, it helps to change the way the brain then responds and feels when it is hearing and perceiving tinnitus. The use of sound therapy is another way that you can promote positive neuroplastic changes. When we use sound therapy, we're typically listening to something that we find pleasant or neutral. That's a different type of sound as compared to that of tinnitus, which is usually associated with negative thoughts and feelings. So that helps to counterbalance the way that we're feeling, and it helps to change the way the brain is processing the sound of tinnitus at the time. It also helps to decrease the overall perception of tinnitus, which thereby helps to decrease the overall level of stress, anxiety, worry, annoyance that you may be feeling if you were otherwise listening to your tinnitus without anything else in the background. It's important to remember that ultimately we hear with our brains and not with our ears. So the ears, or the peripheral auditory system, is merely the funnel of sound to help send the signal up to our brain. But once it reaches our brain, that's when we start to make sense of it, because we decide what it means to us, how much attention we want to give to that sound, and therefore we know that if you change the way that you ultimately feel, think, and react to tinnitus, it will help to change the way the brain is wired and the feedback loop that's been created in response to the tinnitus. It does take time to help change the way your brain is reacting to tinnitus. Ultimately, changing the way you think, feel, and react to tinnitus helps to change the way that your brain structures are formed and the connections that have been made in response to tinnitus. It helps to alter that feedback loop and change it from one that was negative to one that is more neutral. So neuroplasticity is absolutely important for tinnitus habituation, and without it, we wouldn't be able to habituate to tinnitus or habituate to any other stimuli that we regularly experience in our everyday lives. Please comment below with some ways that you're helping to promote neuroplastic changes to better your tinnitus. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please hit subscribe to keep up to date with all of our latest videos.
Thank you for watching today's video with Treble Health. Check out our next video by clicking the button on this screen or another recommended video. And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much. See you on the next video.